No.
Hi. Hey. Okay, we have to do it. Yeah, let's hurry up and get this done.
Imagine living your life locked in a cage with no control over any aspect of your life. You couldn't decide if you wanted to have friends, if you wanted to leave, whether you wanted to eat or not. This is the life of thousands of animals every year. Tested animals can be, animal vivisection is the study and experimentation of animals, any animal. Animal rights activists are opposed to animal testing because they believe animals have more rights than it. Humans cannot be tested on without their consent, so when an animal is tested on, they can't speak up or defend themselves, so why is it right to test on them anyways? Tested animals can be anything from cats, dogs, monkeys, sheep, hamsters, but more commonly birds, rats, and mice, which consist of 90% of the animals tested on and killed every year. There are three sources of the animals used for the testing. There's the purpose-bred, the random source, and the condition. The purpose-bred are the animals purposely bred for experimentation. They have no parasites or anything. They're called the Class A animals. The Class B animals are the random source animals. They come from anyone who just gives them animals to test on. And then there's the conditioned animals that are a mixture of the random and the purpose-bred animals, and they do not have any parasites because they were bred out of them. Sometimes animals are even injected with diseases that they would never come in contact with, just so they can be used to help find a cure. Most of the animals go blind, get uncomfortable rashes or open wounds, and most even die. They live their lives none of us could even imagine. In some cases, animals are even constrained and held by their tails so they can't move in order to induce stress to test and help understand human stress and depression. There are many similarities and differences between humans and animals being tested on. The similarities are the central nervous system, which means they feel the same pain as we do in every part. So imagine if you were to go see a doctor and he performed an open surgery on you without any anesthesia or any painkillers. You would be pretty mad. This is a daily occurrence for all animals that are tested on. Some of the differences between the animals and humans are their cells. So the cellular level of the animal is where the diseases are. So with certain animals, their cells don't interact with the drugs the same as we do. So most experiments are unsuccessful. Aside from the animal testing being inhumane and almost always unsuccessful, it's very expensive. The U.S. wasted $18 billion on it last year. According to PETA.org, 92% of the experiments are unsuccessful in humans, and the 8% that are still are unsuccessful because they produce later side effects. The Animal Welfare Act is an organization that creates animal housing, handling, feeding, and transportation for animals that are in experiments. However, they do not regulate the conditions that are done when testing. The USDA is the one in charge of the Animal Welfare Act, and they do not protect farm animals, rats, birds, and mice, so they're never really protected at all. There are no limits on what they can do to the animals. There are no laws on how harmful the scientists can be, besides from what their bosses tell them. So even though they're going through something extremely painful and terrifying, no one cares. I couldn't even imagine hitting an animal, let alone torturing them to death. In conclusion, animal testing is a worldwide issue and it occurs every day. It's everywhere, and you even support it when you buy your favorite hair products. So next time you buy your product, make sure it's not tested on animals.
Hey.
Can't see my face, but okay.
No,
okay, hi. I'm close and personal.
My whole body is on your face.